guys, what's going on? So I am on my way to my local thrift store here in the town where I live, and just pulling up the post office. I got a few packages to drop off today. I missed the drop off yesterday by probably like 2 minutes. I hate when that happens. They close at 4:30. I got here like 4:32. So I was rushing down here trying my best. I had some other responsibilities, was helping out a friend with some work on their house. But see back there, got a decent little bag full. Think about 14 or 15 items that I got to drop off. So I'm gonna get that done right quick and then head over to the thrift shop and see if we can find something interesting today. All right, guys, we're here. So let's go in and see what we can find. There's 2 or 3 other cars here. It's usually not very crowded in here. Sometimes I'm the only one. There's never more than 4 or 5 at a time. All right, let's go in and see what we can find. It's an interesting piece. There's a cloth teak. Don't think it's one that's going to be very valuable. Captain Michael, 1997. I'm familiar with that. We have to look that one up. Alright, so definitely some interesting Christmas items and a few other things. Nothing at this point that I felt comfortable picking up. As you can tell, I like the reindeer, but I think it's more modern. The mug or jug, I guess, was okay, but not much listed on that. The cloth teak, not valuable enough to justify the price. And then this fruit that I'm looking at now, the glass fruit, can be very good. A couple of those were damaged. I may go back and pick that up later. I think maybe I could get 25 or 30 bucks. I think they wanted 4. And there's an item that I overlooked while I'm here that I will go back for later. This ceramic was hand painted. It was just one of those that you can get for an art project. So I just moved on. Alright, so I moved on to the shoes and was taking a look here. Please forgive the dim light. It's kind of hard to see in some of these parts of the store. The lighting here, honestly, is not that great. I sometimes miss spots on clothes because of it. You're going to see me pick up a pair of Adidas. These are a very small size, I think a 6, and they wanted $7 for them. I think they could be okay. If they'd been a bigger size, I definitely would have picked them up. I've seen some that resell for maybe like 40 to 50 bucks in a larger size. I just wasn't sure about a size 6, though they're in good condition. It's something I might be prone to picking up later if I go back. I tend to stop at this store at least once a week, and things don't really fly out of there, so I'll probably have another chance to look at these. Sure is. So most of what I've looked at so far have either been too dirty, too used up, just not in good condition, or some of the dress shoes, just not a brand that I feel like would resell. And then I get down here to the bottom shelf, and I thought I recognized these at first, and I did. This is a pair of Dr. Martens. Now you'll notice they're kind of dirty, but they're in really good shape. These are like a lace-up work boot. I'm not sure the exact name of them yet. I've got to research them and clean them up. But you'll notice they wanted $6 for these. Like I said, they're in excellent condition. They also have a pair of boots here. I passed on these. I believe they were Laredo. They can be fair, but they're not great on the resale. Not like Ariat or Justin or something like that. And then right next to the Dr. Martens are a pair of lace-up Carhartts. Now they wanted a little more for these. I think the price was 20 bucks. I asked the store manager if that was the best price they had. She wound up quoting me $15, and I took them home. I also grabbed this Arthur Court Grapevine serving set for $3 out of the case. From there, I moved on to the men's pants, and I didn't find a lot there, but as you can see here, I did find one really cool vintage pair of corduroy silver tabs, Levi's silver tabs, and these are vintage. You see the paper tag, $4. I thought this was a great find. Not sure what I'll get for these, but some of the old silver tabs can sell pretty high. Hopefully, I will be somewhere maybe around, $40 or $50 at least. So after I finished up with the pants, I moved over to the jackets and started going through some of these. They've put a lot of them out recently, and look at this. This is a Ralph Lauren polo, made in USA. It's got like the flannel lining and a bright red denim jacket. This was so awesome. Just a really, really cool jacket. I'll look up some comps and add to this, but I think I should be able to get a minimum of $50 for this. And just in case you thought things couldn't get any better, as I'm going through this rack, 2 jackets down, this is a Union made in USA Carhartt denim jacket with the blanket lining. Oh my goodness, this is crazy. This is likely a $200 jacket for just $8. Golly. Crazy find so far. So I'll move on through the rest of the jackets. There's a couple of older suit coats here that are made in USA, but I don't really mess with blazers and suits very much, though I did give them a look. Thought they were cool. But I move on down after taking a look at this next one. This was a full suit. It was really nice. But then right after this, I find a Minnesota Vikings jacket. This is Reebok. Kind of similar to the logo Athletic, though that's not what this is. It is SI. Not as valuable. This is a light windbreaker. I do pick it up. I thought the price was fair. I mean, it's not worth near as much as the other jackets, but I should be able to get $20 for this. And then I'm going to finish going through this rack and don't really find a lot else to pick up from this particular area. So I moved on to the women's side and was looking through their jackets. After the success I had looking at the men's, I figured it might be worth being sure if wherever this donation came from, they didn't also have some women's clothing that might be a good resale value. So I'm checking out jackets here. I don't find the kind of stuff I found on the men's side, but I do pick up a couple of items before I'm finished here. Taking a look at this one. Decide to pass. A lot of these brands are just not resale brands, though some of the clothing is in good condition. I am going to find a 100% wool jacket that I thought was really cool. If you know anything about clothes, if you find 100% wool, or if you find like 100% silk, or even a high percentage of one of those two items, a lot of times that signals higher quality. This is a Talbot's jacket. Talbot's isn't necessarily a brand that I buy a lot, but 100% wool on a vintage tag. I thought this was something that I might be able to flip for a decent profit. It was just a couple of bucks. So I looked at this pretty close and thought about it for a minute, but I ended up deciding to pass. I can't remember now the brand of this. I think it might have been Bit and Bridle, but not enough value I didn't feel like for me. One problem I have in this store is I don't get any service, so I have to go off what I can remember, what I know. Sometimes I will look things up after I leave. It just depends on, how much time I have. But it's very hard to get a cell signal in this building. Keep looking through the rest of this rack. I am going to run up on one other good find before I'm finished here. Nothing, super spectacular like the Carhartt jacket now, but, at least something I can resell. This I decided to pass on. There were some older jackets on this side, I just wasn't familiar with the name brands on them. So, and like I said, since I can't look it up, it makes it hard to know what to purchase. But here we have a Patagonia fleece, quarter zip. That was a no-brainer for, I think, $5 or $6. It's not one of the higher dollar Patagonias, but Patagonia sells. I mean, even if it was a t-shirt for $3 or $4, I could probably get 15 for it. So I added that to my stash. And these are the smaller jackets and kids' jackets. I just very quickly thumbed through them and moving on. So I took a quick look at some of these plus sizes on the women's rack. Sometimes there's a good pair of pants, maybe Levi's or something like that, in a plus size that will sell well. Sometimes some vintage stuff. I do like the denim, especially the larger denim skirts. Plus size and denim skirts tend to sell well for me. Not huge money, but just good sales. I am going to run up on one item in a moment that I decide to pull the trigger on. But here I'm looking at some dresses as well. Just trying to find something else. I'm excited at this point because of what I've already pulled off the racks and thinking that surely there's some other treasures here somewhere. And so I think I might have got a little bit aggressive on this next purchase, or this next item anyway, that I decided to purchase. But I do think I can sell it and make a profit. You see it here as I'm starting to pull it out. This is a button front denim dress. It is in a plus size. You'll notice a 20 in women's. And this is what some call a teacher dress. You'll see the different color pencils that are embroidered above the pocket on the front. And then there's also a small hit of embroidery on the back, left shoulder, I believe it is. I don't know if I took a shot of it with the camera or not. But I decided to pick this up. I've not had one of these before, but I've seen them sell by other resellers. And so I think I can do okay with this. It wasn't very expensive. Most everything I picked up in this video was no more than $5 or $6 besides that one pair of Carhartt boots. So normally here they don't have buggies. I just carry it to the counter and stack it up because, again, it's not very busy. And that's just what they tell me to do. So I finished up looking through a few vests here on the women's side and some shirts. So I was going through the t-shirts here in the women's section and just checking to see if there's anything old or unique. And here I find a really awesome Disneyland shirt. Not Disney World, but Disneyland on a vintage tag. This is made in USA. The old Disney tag. And so I decided I got to pull that. I mean, I don't know what it'll bring. It's probably not going to be a huge value, but that's okay. I do think it will be a good profit. So I did take a quick look at the women's pants. Normally all I'm looking for here are really vintage items. I do find sometimes a pair of vintage Levi's. I will also sometimes find, a really good name brand, maybe like a pair of Big Star or Miss Me or Rock Revival. Just something that definitely is worth a pickup, and I'll get them if I find them and I feel like there's enough value there. So next I did a quick scan over the media section. Not much here this time. It's seldom that I find anything in the media here, but when I do, it's usually pretty good. So I do like to just take a quick scan, see if anything has changed, if it's shifted, if they've added anything or put anything out, and I try to just stay on top of that because you just never know what you're going to find. But again, nothing new or interesting or that I was willing to really act on today. So I decided to take one more look at the Christmas stuff, and I'm glad I did because somehow the first time around I missed this item. This is a candle holder. You'll notice it shows a reindeer taken off, and then the part for the candle holder is in its antlers. And I was looking for a maker's mark on this somewhere. Was having trouble finding it, but it was very heavy. Seemed really nice. Then finally on the bottom in the rim, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it says Gottinger. So I looked this up. I was actually able for just a moment or two here to get some spotty cell service, which was really why I went back over to this area. There's a couple items I wanted to look up, but I found that this in a pair would be worth $60 to $70. So I think I can get 25 or 30 for it pretty easy. I took a look at these plushies. I'm also going to take a look at a Santa Claus on this next shelf that I didn't look closely at the first time. It might have good value, but being honest, I had no way to figure it out. Could not find a tag. All right, guys. Well, that about wraps it up for this video. I hope you enjoyed the treasure hunt today. Man, what some cool finds. I mean, I did not expect that. I was just looking to make a quick stop because I didn't have time to go anywhere away from my hometown sourcing, and just look what you find sometimes. You take time to just get out there and get after it, make a stop, dig around a little bit, and I mean, vintage polo jacket, that Carhartt jacket. I mean, that's awesome. I'm so excited about that. I had one other Carhartt similar to that, but in the canvas style just a while back. I sold it for $200, and I'm just really excited to get these items cleaned up, get them listed, and see what else is out there next time we go. So y'all hang in there. Take care. God bless you. I love you. God loves you. And just hang in there. Keep going. And don't give up.